right, this is everybody from the hearing for Thomas David House of Deegan. I won't ask you to give all your names, but I do want to let it be known that everybody here came in with their Bibles and stayed on their Bibles the whole time. We're displaying the civil flag, the peace flag here for a reason, because when we walked inside that building, they were displaying the war flags. And we are not at war with them, they are at war with us. Along those lines, I think we've got everybody except for Miss Hudok over here. And she wants to be behind the camera, so there's a couple that won't be here. They had to cut out, but we had a good showing today for Thomas. He's getting it. And Phil, if you would kindly let us know what you reviewed in there.
Well, we saw a corporate system at work. We saw a system that makes up their own rules, and you have to submit to their rules. And they are fiction; they are not real. We have a hijacked constitution, so we don't have the rule of law. We don't have real men acting in both capacities as government and in this case, defendant. We have a real defendant, and we have a fiction government. And they want you to surrender to them, and they see Thomas as dangerous. He's dangerous because he's exposed the system. They feel they can't possibly let him free, that they have to make an example out of him and show this is what happens to anyone who goes up against the corporate board. This big club that George Carlin said that you're not in. And that's what it is. They have the money, they have the power, they make the rules, and they don't like anyone that challenges that.
We noticed that the administrator in this case removed every one of the challenges that Thomas had put forward and cited rules against the format of the documents he put in there, not the content, more the format. So what that is telling us, ladies and gentlemen, is that unless you cross your T's and dot your I's according to the judge's whims, then he's going to dismiss everything. What did we see there? What did you see in there today?
I've seen Thomas do many of the right things. He had picked up on it. I am not a fictional character. I am a man created in God's image, not a human being. And it seemed to me that the judge just kind of ignored that. He didn't really accept the idea. He wasn't going to accept any argument that Thomas did present. He presented a lot of good arguments. Some of it probably could have been worked with a little bit more. But he did present in the best of his ability some great arguments. Will the court accept it? He's classified still, and he is a danger to society. Not to our society, but to the court system society. And he's a danger to the Illuminatis because he has exposed them for the game that they have played. Thomas is not going to really play by their rules. They want him to, as I picked up on, hey, we got rules. Well, as soon as he bows to their rules, then he steps into their ballpark. He's a rookie. They are pros, and they know just how to devour and eat and inhale anybody that gets in front of them.
That's true. And what do we have to fall back on? What have we always had to fall back on?
Well, I think the judge answered the whole argument when he said, "Our rules, I please." Now, he did say that.
Yes.
Our rules, I please. So he therefore pronounced himself the judge and jury. The call back to the Constitution not going to work because it's not recognized. It's now either back to the Scriptures and stand for that or nothing. The judge is going to ignore Thomas's pleas as he did today, motion to motion, thrown out, dismissed for whatever reason. They make up the reason as they go. You know, if I played a ball game, but to make the rules as I played, I'd win every game.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they're doing, and we needn't kid ourselves. We're up against a force here that is foreign to us as true Americans and men and women of God, but it's a power that now rules this earth and runs this country.
One more thing, Pastor. The administrator there did not make any mention of the fact that there were so many Bibles in there. But more importantly, he did rule that he's going to rule as he pleases. There was an instance where he had told everybody you can't record. And yet WTAP was in there recording. That shows a favoritism and contempt for anybody else other than his hand-chosen minions.
Not to mention the First Amendment.
Go to this First Amendment, please. If anybody here, by the way, I know that a lot of you are on rough time schedules. If you feel like you have to go, but you would like to have a word before you go, please speak now or forever hold your peace until until the 15th.
I'd like to just bring up what I saw there was a lack of due process notification.
Yeah.
And Thomas brought that up when he started to rule on these demands. They're not motions, they're demands. Let's get that square. But the judge referred to them as motions. I think that is unlawful, number one. Due process notification, what I'm referring to, would be the fact that they did not notify the alleged defendant in this case that they were going to be ruling on motions. This was a revocation hearing, not to rule on motions. And with that, I'm just going to yield.
Once again, let me get Thomas's mother to step to the plate. I know that she had to step out for a moment because she was getting a wee bit upset. So can you please explain why you were being upset?
Oh, I should have put makeup on. Well, I've been having a hard time in my faith here lately. And I'm grateful to Phil because he always seems to put it right back into place. But I know how Judge Reed is. He's just evil to the very core. He is just like the devil himself. And I've stood before that gatekeeper, and he's not a good person. And when I saw that once again he's shanghaiing my boy, not letting him get a word in edgewise and doing just whatever he so pleases because he's made it perfectly clear over the past 6 years that that is his courtroom and he makes the rules. That was evident today. And I was prepared to die today because I knew with everything in my heart and soul that as a mother, I'm tired. I am mentally, physically, and spiritually drained. And I knew if I didn't leave that courtroom that they would shoot me dead in front of my boys and all of our friends because I truly could have done something that I could have regretted. And I regret that I didn't get to tell Tommy I loved him on the way out. But I couldn't go back in that courtroom because I knew where my emotions were. I knew where they were. I just couldn't stay. They are just so evil, but God will prevail in this. I don't know how he's going to do it because he made promises to me and Tommy. But I know Tommy's going to get to come home as a free man. And that's what I'm waiting on. He deserves it because God chose him for this and he's not going to leave him. And I just want to say for all you people out there, you patriots that said that you were Tommy's friend, all you people that he helped when you were just crying and moaning, bitching and complaining, calling our house every day wanting Tommy's help because you just couldn't do it. I want you to know something. My son is still sitting in jail. Today is day 150 for you. Don't ever call my number. Just don't. Because, quite frankly, you are not his friend. And actually, my opinion, I think that every single one of you have just blown smoke out your behind. So please, don't aggravate us, because I really know who you are. And see, if my son had given up names, your names, he would be home right now. So I want you to think about that when you're out doing all your crap, having dinner with your family, and me and my family are sitting here struggling every day because I know Tommy is hungry. I can't even get phone calls to him all the time, and I'm tired. So for all you people out there, I want you to hear me perfectly clear. I know who you are. Really, I do. And don't think for a minute. Don't even think for a minute. And I'll leave it at that, because, see, my son's a good person. He's got the best heart in the world. And, see, I'm struggling right now. I'm not a good person. And I'm struggling with that every day. I'm struggling with the forgiveness that I have to give to these people that are so evil. But I'm struggling. But you guys are just terrible, terrible people. But I really know who you are, so you better...
That the courts will respond to the symbolism. If I had been lucky enough, if the Lord had seen fit, I would have had my crime scene tape with me today so that we could have roped off that place as a crime scene. But I guess the good Lord didn't want me to do that today. Maybe next time. But I want to thank each and every one of you for being here, because I know that it takes a lot to come out of your lives in order to stand with Thomas. But you know, as I know, that what he's doing, what he has done from the beginning, he has done in peace. I had never, ever